Affirmations are so powerful. They can help us to boost our self-esteem, increase motivation, create a whole new reality for ourselves. They're not just some modern trend that came about on Instagram or TikTok, by the way. They are actually scientifically backed to help us to rewire our brains to positivity, if that is what we're wanting to bring in after all. But affirmations are basically just statements that we may say about ourselves or our lifestyle, whatever. So common ones that may come about without really even thinking about it, for example, is, oh, I always have bad luck, or our family has always struggled with weight, they're so clever in school, or he's so helpful around the house. So these are just like general statements that we flippantly give out to others, to ourselves, whatever, without really thinking about it. And that's why actually we should be really careful about what we're saying in the day-to-day. And I'm saying this, by the way, because I'm super guilty too. You know, I'll be at the gym and I'm like, oh, I can't do that weight. And then I actually catch myself in the act, like, why did you just say that? Oh, I'm never going to meet a man. That's the common one that I keep saying at the moment, by the way. But these are just like flippant comments that we may say day in, day out without really even realising it. So we do have to be careful about what we're actually saying. And I know a lot of onus on experts is put in that you should be so careful with what you are thinking, what you are saying, because our thoughts do quite literally become our reality. So it is something to be mindful of. However, you know, people say you shouldn't really even joke about things and you should take it really, really seriously. But I think I have a different outlook on that, because I do believe that a lot of it is to do with the energy behind it, the belief and things like that. And that's why people are so fixated on what you shouldn't say. I'm going to go into a little bit of detail of what a lot of experts don't actually share with you that I believe is way more important. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Overall, generally, we should still be mindful of what we are saying, especially if it comes after an I am, a statement about yourself. For example, if we think about our childhood, how many of you grew up hearing negative things about yourselves or your life, your circumstances, whatever? Whether it's that you're not smart enough, you look scruffy, what's up with your nose? Or we never have any money, we always have bad luck, love hurts, things like that. Now, unfortunately, it's in our childhoods that our brains are actually most receptive to what we hear and what is going on around us. All these messages of doubts, they actually plant seeds within us, within our brains, that affect us well into our adulthood. It quite literally becomes our story. It forms our beliefs, our values, and essentially then our reality. And when you think of it like that, that is scary, isn't it? So your adulthood right now, your lifestyle, your experiences, a lot of the things that you have encountered or believe in, essentially your reality is shaped by everything that you were told, everything that you were surrounded with, everything from your childhood. Whether that be good or bad, I'm sure some of you are probably thinking, oh my gosh, no wonder I'm so fucked up. I'm joking, by the way, but it does make you question things, doesn't it? I think, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but when I went to therapy, for example, I went for a certain reason. I went because my husband had left me and I was struggling with certain things around, like surrounding that. But actually a lot of what came up in my sessions was more related to my childhood, which, by the way, I had a very, very good childhood. Of course, not perfect, nobody's is, but when you think of childhood trauma and things like that, I didn't suffer to any extremes or anything like that. But of course, we do all have childhood trauma within us, and that is essentially what shapes our realities. And of course, some people in their childhoods who have experienced significant childhood trauma, abuse, neglect, extremely hurtful comments being made, whether that be by parents, family members, within the school, maybe bullying, things like that. They could have been being told, maybe that's you. Maybe every day you was told something that was hurtful and negative about you. And sadly, if you was to literally put a child in a room and tell them you are ugly, you are stupid, every day, the impact that has, as I mentioned, well into their adulthood. So I think it's important as well to give grace to yourself and your childhood and what you have been surrounded with, the comments, the interactions, the experiences. Hold that grace and be mindful of that, and just know that the work that you do every day, the small steps will help. And just taking each day as it comes, knowing that this will take time, but each day you are making progress. We're never going backwards, always forwards. The good news is we can actually reclaim our power. We can rewrite these stories that shape our realities. Now, it's not easy, obviously, but when you consider this could be 20, 30 years plus of doing of work that has made you who you are today. So it's not just going to happen overnight, is it? It's not something you can fix. It's not going to be some quick fix. But we can certainly help ourselves by use of adding affirmations into our daily practice. You can challenge those subconscious beliefs that are ingrained within you. Now, I'm not just going to pretend that adding affirmations to your day-to-day life will fix all of that, and actually it will take a hell of a lot more work than simply stating I am statements every day. But it's a start, isn't it? And as I've mentioned before, within my practice and things like that, a lot of where I actually started, alongside the podcasts that I was listening to and the books that I was reading, it did all start with the gratitude and the affirmations, just journaling them every day. And, you're planting those seeds, aren't you? And that's all we're looking to do today. So you will find tons of research evidence all about the positives of affirmations. There's loads of it out there, and how it works, and the things that it can do, and how it can help you manifest and shape your reality. But frustratingly, or so I feel on my journey at least, is a lot of experts often fail to share that affirmations can actually backfire. They can backfire because, yes, affirmations are powerful, but they're not magic. And any expert that tells you to write in your journal every day, I am rich, and that will bring you success in your business or an influx of money or whatever, they are fucking lying to you. And I think we all know that deep down. Like, say, for example, that's the most common one with regards to money. Simply stating, writing, whatever, I am rich, I am rich, I am rich, or I am wealthy, I am abundant, whatever. If you are saying that, thinking it, writing it, whatever, however you choose to practice your affirmations, if you are doing that every day, whilst deep down you're in thousands of pounds worth of debt, you are struggling to pay your bills, and you can't fill up your car today, what's that really doing to you? If you are looking in the mirror, telling yourself, I am beautiful, but deep down you absolutely hate yourself, you think you're ugly, you always have, what is that doing to you? If you are telling yourself, I am loved by the most incredible soulmate, when you're psychotically swiping through Hinge, thinking that there are no decent men out there, what is that doing to you? Affirmations without an energetic match or belief can actually create resistance. When you think about it, everything is energy. Everything, you, me, the chair that I'm sat on today, the microphone that I'm holding, the house that I live in, the car, like the clothes that I'm wearing, it's all energy. We're energy. Everything in this universe is energy. So if we are saying statements, looking in the mirror, saying our statements, writing our statements, whatever, but the energy is not matching that, we're actually thinking of the complete opposite of lack, you can end up amplifying that lack. And I'm only saying this through experience, by the way, because I was in a business, as I've spoken about many times, and a lot of the work is on self-development, affirmations, writing your goals, whatever. And it almost got to the point where I'm like, if one more person tells me to practice, to just believe that I am rich, that I am capable of making money. Because at the time, I was the complete opposite. I was not an energetic match. I was in complete lack, scarcity. I was struggling to pay my bills, in masses of debt, after having many 0K months, you know. I'm saying that one because it's the most common one, and obviously it's one that I've experienced myself. Me shouting out, me stating my affirmations about making money and being successful and wealthy and things like that, it did absolutely sweet fuck all, and actually probably created more of a hindrance, to be perfectly honest. So any coaches, mentors, whatever, that are telling you to just believe, just say this 5 times, write this down every day and it's gonna happen, they're Billy bullshitting you, I'm just saying. Don't force something that doesn't match where you're at right now, you know. Of course we want to have goals, we're wanting to bring something in, but we have to believe that is actually a possibility. We have to be an energetic match. And it is still possible to create affirmations based around these things, by the way, where there is potential lack. So I'm not saying to completely ignore them in it. And if anything, we do have to create affirmations, but just be more mindful about what you are saying and what energy you are creating within yourself. So for example, we'll stick with money because that again is the most popular one. I am open to new money-making opportunities. I am working hard to clear my debts. I am ready to experience more comfortable financial stability in my life. That's a long one, that, but you get the point. And same again, if you're looking at yourself and you feel absolutely ugly, don't stand there and say I am beautiful if you don't believe it and if it's actually going to create more havoc within your mind, body and soul. I am learning to love myself as I am. I am ready to appreciate myself for who I am. I am open to finding beauty within my body. Again, it's like talking about the soulmate that you're trying to bring in, but you're just scrolling through Hinge and it's not working out, whatever. I am ready to meet the man who is meant for me. I am open to a love that is aligned for me. I am open to love and connection, just bringing it in general, you know, just being open to it, not fixating on this dream man or woman or whatever. You've got to think of affirmations as planting seeds. That's what they are. They're seeds. They are powerful, but they're not the cure. They're not magic. They're not just gonna fix everything. You have to nurture them. You have to water them, and you have to have a trust in these seeds that they will grow. So yeah, we can't just throw words out there and hope to manifest our dream life. Because let's be honest, otherwise we'd all be walking around with an absolute god on our arm, driving home in our Lamborghinis to our mansion, got holiday homes in the Maldives, got a bulging six-pack, whatever. I think so much is put on affirmations as being like this miracle cure, and that is not the case. But they're a great practice to just build upon your character, your personality, to boost and rewire those brain signals to that of more positivity, or that of being more open to opportunities and being more open to the abundance that is all around. Because very similar to what I've mentioned before is that when you focus on, for example, gratitude or affirmations, you become more open to it. So you're more likely to take the action that is actually aligned with what you're saying, if that makes sense. Because that's really important as well, isn't it? That affirmations are nothing without action. So if you want to meet your soulmate, for example, you actually have to leave your house. You can't just sit there meditating and say it in your affirmations. If you want to get fit, you actually have to get up off your ass, go to the gym, whatever. It's all small steps, isn't it? There's no need to go crazy, go really hard on yourself, because if you're not careful, you're actually more likely to overwhelm yourself, and then you can go completely the opposite way. So just small steps every day, taking upon the action, following through with what you are saying of yourself. So some of you may be asking, well, how do I incorporate these affirmations into my day-to-day life? I have mentioned before that obviously I listen to overnight subliminals, so that's often like a white noise, and the affirmations are within it. So it's really hard to explain, and I don't think I would do it any justice, but subliminals are meant to be even more powerful, because essentially your conscious brain isn't listening, so isn't able to fight it the same, but it almost bypasses the conscious brain and goes straight into the subconscious. And of course, I'm listening to them while I'm asleep, when I'm in that most prime state, as we've spoken about before, the subconscious mind. That's where we're wanting to dig deep into, isn't it, and help rewire and alter those beliefs and things. But yeah, otherwise you can say them out loud, think them in your mind, you know, write them down. Again, I always recommend doing this in the morning and at night, when your brain is in that alpha stage, when it is most primed. I personally believe that that's most beneficial, but not necessary. And also, I think what's most important here is actually just incorporating it into our day-to-day life, just as we're going about life. So, as I mentioned before, like when I'm at the gym and I think I can't do it, yes, I can. I am capable of lifting these weights. I am strong. I am powerful. I am enough. Just as you're about to go into work and you don't feel like you're able to smash that presentation, I am enough. I am confident. I am capable. I can do this, whatever, you know. And I think the most important thing is, because negative self-talk is always going to crop up. You can be the most grounded, spiritual, have an incredible growth mindset, whatever. Negative self-talk is still going to crop up, but it's about challenging it. So when you catch yourself saying these things about yourself, don't be afraid to challenge it. Or if it's easier, when you catch yourself, change what you're thinking about. There's quick ways to do that. You can literally just go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's about literally just like bam, changing. Because again, if we think about everything being energy, the negative self-talk, all you want to do is just take the energy away from that. It doesn't matter what you put it into. Of course, yeah, it's great if you can challenge it, because that's just helping further rewire your brain to positivity, which is what we're trying to do. But more than anything, we're just wanting to remove that negative energy away from that topic. We need to just bam, move on. So yeah, I wanted to record this podcast because I do believe a lot is spoken about around affirmations and the importance of them, especially with regards to manifestation. And I know a lot of onus as well is put on scaring people into, oh, don't say that about yourself, don't even joke about this, that and the other. And while I do kind of agree, obviously, as I mentioned before, it is very much about energy. If your energy isn't matching the fact of what you were joking about, I don't think you've got anything to worry about. I think we should take everything with a pinch of salt in that case, but I think more needs to be shared about how affirmations may not work if you are way too ahead of yourself and don't even believe that that's possible, you know? So I really wanted to take this time to kind of share the importance with you of taking the small steps and just consciously and slowly rewiring your brain, altering your beliefs, your values, your reality over time, rather than this 6-week life-altering affirmations to create your dream life course, you know, because it's not that easy. And I'd be lying if I said to you that it was. And as I said before, we'd all be walking around in our dream lives, wouldn't we, if that was the case? This growth and development journey, it is tough. It does take some doing. We do have ingrained beliefs and stories within ourselves that we bring into our adulthoods and our realities. We do have the power to alter them, but over time, with perseverance, consistency, kindness to yourself, and an appreciation of the small steps that you are taking, the progress that you are making every single day. And on that note, I think that is it for today. A short and sweet one, but I hope one that is helpful, beneficial, and supportive to you. Please feel free to share your comments, your feedback. What is your favourite affirmation? What goals are you hoping to bring in? Have you learned something today? Did anything surprise you? I'd love to know. And if you know someone that you feel would benefit from this episode too, be sure to send it to them, because we are all about sharing our knowledge, our experiences, our growth, because we are all on this journey together. It is a beautiful one. It's tough, but it's beautiful, isn't it? And I have every faith in you. So go on out there and scream your affirmations from the rooftops. You have totally got this. I absolutely love you all to bits. If you don't already, you can find me on Instagram at You Deserve Better Podcast. I'm also on TikTok. You can always reach out in the DMs. I love chatting with you all. Sending you so much love, warmth, and reassurance. Have a beautiful week.